we've had seniors. We had a family in the West Coast, Pacific Northwest, that were literally robbed. We deal with this a lot on the out-of-state, thinking we're a scam.
Mm-hmm.
We had an older couple that adopted on the West Coast, and they never got their dog, and they were devastated. And we sent them long conversations on the phone, convincing them who we were, lots of references. We can provide you guys all kinds of references for somebody who questions who we are. I always tell them, go to your Texas Rescue Connection Facebook page and watch our page, our deliveries. I usually save some of those photos and send them to people if they have questions. We can give you our vet. I can give you references East and West Coast. We have 2- and 3-time adopters on both sides of the country now. Yeah, and we have Alaska, we have Fosters now on the West Coast. We can provide you a whole list of people if they really want to do that. And I tell people, we're going to do our due diligence on you. Feel free to do it on us. Yeah. We encourage you to check us out. We're okay with that. But these people, this couple, when they did adopt, we delivered their puppy, and they were there to bring cash to pick up the puppy, and we told them we didn't want the money. It was important to us that they just got what they needed, because they had been really, so we do what we can. We can't do it all the time, but we do, so it's never about the money. The money's just how we keep it. So you've now figured out how to post your puppy and get them ready for adoption. You've gotten inquiries and applications. Your dog has now been adopted. They've paid the fee. We've notified you and said they're adopted, and your puppy is now going to leave on the Midwest transport April 11th. Okay, I manage all the transports. Periodically, I run a list of all of our dates. We transport every week. We transport Midwest. We just added Midwest, which is our biggest run ever. This next transport, we have 22 of our dogs on board, our Midwest transport. Midwest has exploded. Crazy Midwest. And we go East Coast and we go Pacific Northwest. I manage all, we have 3 vans now, but now only one. We retired the 16. And we have 2 vans that run, and I have a team of drivers that run for us. They are paid. It is their full-time job. And they run I did them for a year. He did them when we first started. And then I went back to a paying job. So what that means is your dog is leaving in a couple weeks, okay? First of all, you want to communicate back to your adopter and let them know that yay, you're excited. Now I'll share you pics until we leave, blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to see every second Tuesday we do health certs out at home base. If your dog is adopted out of state, it has to have a health certificate to travel. It's also going to be the time to update. If your puppy is old enough now to get rabies and it hasn't had it, we're going to do it at the health cert, things like that. So your health cert is going to be every other week. I try to post a list of who's adopted and who, like I just posted for this coming Tuesday's transports, which this health cert would be for the Pacific Northwest, which goes out this week, and then it would be for the following week we have the Midwest. So it's a big list this pay period, this week. You need to make sure you have your records in place, and you need to take your pup out to home base to get your health cert. If you cannot get your dog to health cert, contact us ASAP so we can try to get an appointment at Callahan and get you in that way. We try to not do that, though, just so you know. It costs us 3 times the amount to go into the office for the health cert than it does when Dr. G comes out to home base and does them. It costs me $20 when he comes out to home base and does them per dog.
Then also, by the time they tell us that they need the appointment, we can't get you in.
Mm-hmm.
That was the other. We were scrambling Wednesday trying to get a dog into Kitty Hawk, and then they did a wrong trade. It was a fiasco.
Yeah.
So it's really tough. So if you can't make that list, yell so that we can get you an appointment and get it figured out.
Or if you need transport, ask. We can have somebody take the dog for you.
We'll figure it out somehow, especially so we can get that dog out, okay?
A couple of other things. Once your dog is adopted, if he's not crate friendly, more so with an adult, if he's not crate friendly, you need to work with him, because there's
He's going
nothing
out of
worse
state.
than having a dog that you have to push in a crate or drag out of a crate, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to bite you.
Yeah.
When you put them in that situation, if you've got a puppy that's never seen a leash,
Try.
they alligator roll for about the first. They'll finally get them to walk on a leash about the time you hand them to the person.
Yeah, but on the transport
it's a
side,
disaster when you're doing it on a transport with 20 or 30 dogs,
Yeah.
and none of them are crate friendly.
yeah. So work on your crate friendly. We did that with Dempsey when Dempsey was going East Coast. He went and stayed with Jan, and she just spent 2 weeks working with him, getting in and out of the crate, so that we didn't have to, because you had to drag him out of the crate, and it sucks. And they're being dragged out by people they don't know, you know. So we're trying to eliminate as much of the tension that we can, because there's just a natural amount of stress that goes with the transport as it is. So then we've got the health cert. You're going to get your dog's health cert, and then there's also going to be the dates listed. Pacific Northwest always leaves on Wednesday afternoons. Loading is 3 o'clock at my house, 4 o'clock at home base. That's just standard. That doesn't change. East Coast is always Thursday mornings. 9 o'clock here, 10 o'clock home base. Midwest, I'm still working on it. Midwest is still evolving because I have to figure out the route now. Because I build the route based on where the dogs are going city-wise. So I'm still not 100% sure what time. I'll try to finish that route tonight. Figure out. But the last trip we did, you left Thursday evening. You left Thursday evening. I have a feeling it's going to be a little earlier on Thursday.
It'd probably be similar to Northeast after
Yeah.
a while.
9 a.m. even? I'm not going to do that early.
No.
Because it's
but
not as
probably
far.
early
Thursday,
morning.
like noonish, something like that, yeah. So that'll be for Midwest. So that's what transport looks like.
How soon after? So like if they're leaving, let's say they're leaving 2 months from now, can they go to the health cert
No.
the Tuesday?
No, health certs are only good for 30 days.
Okay.
And so we'll try to do a list. And if you see, like I had a list posted the other night for this week and I'd missed Oliver, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna miss dogs. And so, they yell at me and I go in and add it and fix it and make sure I have room for them on the bus, so to speak. So it's gonna happen. But yeah, if you say, hey, so-and-so, like we had Sandy Spots, she was
Yeah.
adopted 2 months ago. And, yeah, it's a big list. She was adopted 2 months ago, but she's just now able to go. So, I keep moving them. And I keep moving them, but sometimes I forget to move them. And so I need to make sure that, yes, it's a 2 weeks. So the health certs are only good for 30 days. So we try to do them the Tuesdays. So like if you're going East Coast, it's not going to be on this Tuesday's health cert. It'll be, because we'll actually have health certs that Tuesday right before that transport. Yeah, it's a great question though, because it happens.
Yeah, what do you think? That?
Yes.
Washington House questionnaires. Help me getting information.
Oh,
importance
yeah.
of having the records.
Well, I think that just goes down to, especially for Washington. Washington does not allow a heartworm positive dog to come in,
Right.
and they're extremely anal retentive about it. I mean, we will get a phone call from the ag department in Washington. I've been on the phone with them. It's not pleasant. So, need to make
Yeah.
sure that you're marking if you have a puppy, once he hits 3 months, that we're giving them monthly heartworm prevention needs to be on the record. So, we have to send in all of the paperwork for a Washington dog the Friday before health certs. So that's why they're gonna be hounding you, hey, have they had this, hey, have they had that? We've literally at the last minute had to run and do a heartworm test because we didn't have documentation, because we have to provide everything for the state
It's
of
a whole
Washington.
form, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
And
digital.
Callahan is the one that has to do it. Like I can't do those ones.
Right.
So
So we have to provide the information to them so that they can get it all up into their system. Like right now, we've got Kitsap. How many are we trying to send to Kitsap? 6, and we've got to get all that. I mean,
I've already done it.
okay, yeah, the deadline's usually Friday. So, and that's another real quick. We don't do a lot of transferring dogs, but every now and then we do transfer somebody if they've been just sitting with us and not getting any hits. We have 2 places we partner with in Washington. We don't like to do it. They don't pay anything. They don't pay any transport. They don't pay adoption fee, nothing. So we just are giving them a fully vetted dog. But at the same time, we do it because it's great for the dog to get into a home. We usually send home-based dogs that are just been sitting. But every now and then we'll send another. They're fine. Otherwise, so we do Kitsap Humane Society, which is an incredible facility. Our first transport to them, Ray we did a private for them out of Houston, Wharton County. We pulled up with how many in the trailer?
65.
65 dogs. People were lined up, ready,
And
watching.
probably 60 of them were adopted before we got them unloaded.
As they were unloading, people were standing, pointing, I want that one, I want that one, I want. It was insane. Never seen anything like it. They don't have dogs up there. It's crazy. And they are on waiting lists for puppies, which is even more insane. That was probably one of the coolest transports with all those people. It was insane. And the other one is the Wenatchee Humane Society. Our Dogs for Kitsap, actually, we just sent up Russell. Anybody remember Russell? He was with Rhoda Leos, and they'd had Russell for about 9 months. He was adopted the same day. Yeah, and he's a great dog. Just wasn't getting the looks here. Yeah, just wasn't getting what we needed. And there's no rhyme or reason to why our dogs sit. There's no rhyme or reason. We have great dogs. But our Wenatchee is the other one that we send to. It's a really great, if you ever, Wenatchee Humane Society, it's up in the top of Washington. You feel like you're driving off the edge of the earth when you get up to Wenatchee. I've delivered up there. It's beautiful. It's in the middle of 2 wine valleys, 2 wineries in the valley. It's incredible. So we're actually, the end of the month, we get to send 8. They asked them, they've not taken any dogs for about 4 months, and they just told me they'd take 8 at the end of the month. So we'll start looking at just on our pitties. They have them. When you go to your out-of-state shelters, usually there's 2 dogs sitting in their shelters, and they're pitty mixes and they're Chihuahuas. So those dogs, yeah. And so they usually won't take our pitties, and that sucks because but we try. And they're also, Kitsap especially, extremely picky. We usually send them a list of about 15 that we think are incredible, and they'll pick 4. So they know their market. They know who's going to get adopted, or they know they have 4 black dogs with brown wing point eyebrows, so they won't take that dog. And Julie, I have to always call off the ledge because she gets livid because they turn her dog down. He's a great dog. It's not a great dog. You know, so sorry. So true, isn't that true? So Kitsap and Wenatchee are incredible, and we're very grateful for them. I just wish they paid a little bit, but it is what it is. Local adoptions, make sure you give records to the adopter. Also, when you make your delivery of a local adoption, please notify Jenny and say, hey, delivered, because that way she goes in, Jenny registers all the microchips to the owner,
That's
to the
right.
new owner. And so, yes ma'am.
Just FYI, if you want to deliver to a PetSmart, get with somebody that
Oh,
can
okay.
do
That's great.
the iPad. Call me. I can meet you somewhere. Every dog that has the adopter and their paws that are in PetSmart, they get adopted. If we put them in the iPad, we get money. So if somebody has a drop off, everything's done. Like
We
I'm
get
going.
$35. We have a contract with PetSmart. We get $35 for every adoption that we run through there.
Plus they get less fish.
And they get coupon book and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also at different increments, like 100, 200, and things like that, we get
For the
another
grant, yeah.
a grant.
So
Yeah.
in other words, when you're meeting with the adopter, instead of meeting the Valero, go to the PetSmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody wants to
If
do that, we can
possible,
give you the
yeah.
code that you can go in and log in and register. Texas Chihuahua does all their pickups at the Stone Oak location.
And
All
you
their
can get
dogs.
my number and I
Yeah.
can meet you up there. I do the forum all the time, and like I said, I just let me know and I can meet you up there, and we can get their books and we can get their pictures and we get the money.
Did I hear you say that the chips are automatically registered to the new owner?
Correct.
Okay.
Jenny does that for them.
I had one the other day that their pup bolted and she was just devastated because they thought the chip wasn't registered.
No,
Well, because
and-
it's registered to us as,
Right.
like, say they can't get a hold of you, you're the adopter, then they'll call
yeah,
us.
our microchips are a dual registration, so they're always going to be secondary registration to the rescue.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the big thing though is Jenny doesn't know. Jenny cannot keep up on the thread. She doesn't see the picture when you post that, you know, you just delivered cutie pie to their adopter. She missed the picture. So send her a quick message and say adopt, you know, delivered, so that she can go in then and register the chip, because she will not register the chip until the dog has been adopted. Same with the out of state. We have to send her a list. This is all that went out on transport. As you can see, there's a ton of moving parts. This, yes.
Jenny asked that if, when you send the final record, to attach a current picture so that she can attach it to the file. Because a lot of puppies, you know, she may have a puppy picture, but when the dog is older, she wants a more.
That's great. So you know what's easy to do is send your adopted, you know, the picture you take with them with the new family. That's a great,
Oh, yeah.
great pic to
I do
send.
that at events.
Yeah, that's probably the great pic to send to her.